Hi, welcome to HIM5106, Module 10, Introduction to Novel Healthcare and Non-Healthcare Data. Our learning objectives include understanding how building and using informatics systems can promote and improve the health of populations, how to identify and follow good data principles, how to identify and use business intelligence tools, and understanding the relationship between various systems. Readings for this module include Chapter 7 in the textbook, Data Sources and Data Tools, as well as the Gartner Report Population Health Maturity Model. Data. Let's start with what I would say is the most qualified and accurate data that we have at the federal level. This data can come from data.gov and healthdata.gov. This is the home of the U.S. government's open data. There are links on this site that take you to other areas that have federal data, such as the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services, which is cms.gov, as well as other agencies that have data. Data.gov is not specific to healthcare, but does have many novel data sources that are open for use that you can use to enhance your population health data sets. Public data is typically easy to find. It can be at the federal level, at the state level, county level, and there are also nonprofits where you can find data. This also includes public health departments, as well as many other organizations. Novel data is not always specifically collected by the federal or local level, and it's not going to jump out at you in a website called Find Novel Data Here. This requires you to be creative. You can look at data science sites such as Data Science Central or Kaggle for unique data sets and solutions. Not all the data is in the form of an existing Excel or CSV file. Not all of the data is even in a quantitative or structured data format. Sometimes that data is in a qualitative format, and that data needs to be parsed out to be put into a structured data set that can be read in Excel. You can find novel data on social media platforms such as Twitter data. If you are interested in using any of these unique types of data and you don't know where to start, please contact me. One example would be Twitter data. In order to get freely available Twitter data, we have to first find either an existing data set that has the Twitter IDs or pull our own Twitter IDs and then run them through a program which is called rehydration. And so there are these different nuances depending on what type of unique data you want. And so I always say, look for the data that you want, come reach out to me, and then we will figure out the best way to get that data for your projects. There are application programming interfaces and web connectors, and getting data using tools such as Tableau and Power BI can be a really good place to start. So let's walk through an example of how to create a population health management map with analysis. First thing is to choose a problem to solve or a question to answer. This week's assignment has a very specific topic, so please make sure that you review that topic at the end of this presentation as well as in Canvas. For this example, we're going to use a real topic based off of a recent news story that also happens to be a very relevant population health and public health issue right now. The problem. Anna Rundle sees rising number of student mental health problems. Students blame the schools. And you can reach out to this link and you can read this short news article about this issue. In summary, a student wanted to skip a class assembly. Another student made a threat on Snapchat to shoot black kids. The class rank is really overemphasized at this particular school or school district, and there is a pressure to succeed. Rates of anxiety and depression for this age group are high. There are higher instances of self-harm and substance abuse with this age group in this location. One of the school leaders said the schools are not equipped for where we're going with mental health in schools. What is our focus? Are we experiencing this problem here in Philadelphia City Schools? Is there cyberbullying? Is there racism? Are there other issues involving social media? What types of social media? What are the learning environments like? What are the rates of anxiety, depression, self-harm, and substance abuse in this location? And are there resources within the schools to mitigate risk? What data do we need? Does the data already exist, or does it need to be collected? Are there substitutes for the data? Can we go out and look at national rates and then figure out what the rate would be down at the city level or the county level? Where can we look for national or state level data for these issues? The Pew Research Center is one data source that I found that does collect data on cyberbullying. This data, however, may be in report format and may need to be extracted from qualitative sources into a data set. There are technical ways to do this using some data science tools. However, for this project, it is okay if you want to copy and paste to extract data and put it into an Excel file. What are our geographical boundaries? Is it the City of Philadelphia schools? Is it all schools or just the public schools? Are there other data sources for suicide and self-harm, anxiety, etc., available at the county level? Who do we need to collaborate with? Are there other professionals that can help us identify the data and put it into context? School district personnel, social workers, community health workers, students, parents. Should we check the existing literature? What other work has been done? Check the body of knowledge. Be sure you have a good idea of what you want to explore and analyze. What is the population and why is it important to study? What are your expected outputs, outcomes, and impacts from looking at this population? And how can you add layers of data upon each other to make inferences and gain new insights? This is a sample population health short paper with a map. In this example, I have a format here. You don't have to copy it exactly, but a short paper should have an introduction, explain your problem, tell me about the methodology, the data, create a map, do some analysis, and explain what you found. And maps can be generated in any online or desktop tool of your choice. Wrangle real data from public sources, scholarly literature, news, data sets, reports, surveys, social media, or any other source that you find. Be careful that you are using data that can be provided that is not protected health information, personally identifiable information, or other identifiable or proprietary information. And your assignment is to choose one topic of consumer and patient engagement. This could be something like care alerts and reminders, health and wellness promotion, education, personal health tools, outreach and communication, along with a health variable related to social determinants of health. Determine a geographic area to focus on, such as a nation, a state, a county, a zip code, etc. Create a small data set in Excel using real data that you gather from the literature, reports, news, or other data sets. Please do not bite off more than you can chew. I'd like you to use real data, but you may have to create a subset of data, as many times these data sets are very large. Plot your data in a map using the geospatial visualization tool of your choice. Insert that map as a screenshot into a short 1 to 2 page paper.